Hi everyone, and welcome back for another Social Blade live show. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Dave.
And today we had really exciting news that came out.
Something extremely brand new, different, and it's just pure awesome. What can we say?
Yes, so we do have a brand new Social Blade network. It is being powered by BroadbandTV. And with us today, we have Urgo from Social Blade and Ali from BroadbandTV to talk to us about it. So I'm just going to turn it right over to Ali. Can you tell us a bit about BroadbandTV's perspective on this new deal?
Sure. Thanks a lot for having me on, guys. We're super excited about this partnership. I think for us, we're really this really comes down to the Social Blade community, and it's such a large community, such a vibrant community, and we feel like by combining forces and providing the value adds that BBTV has in terms of what we offer to creators, whether it's technology, whether it's support, we feel that if we combine that with what Social Blade is already offering to its community, and we join forces, that we really have a strong value proposition for creators out there. So it's truly a partnership, and we're just really excited to be working together with your team and all these creators to really help take things to the next level.
Cool. Building community and all that has always been something that Social Blade has been focused on. In the past, we've had a sort of referral program, and most of you guys probably know of the previous partner program. We were sort of backed by Maker Studios, which was RPM Network, which then turned into MakerGen, and we sort of felt like things were a little bit limited. I'm sure Urgo can sort of talk a little bit more on that, but now we're really, really highly focused on helping the community where possible, and a lot more. So Urgo, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, actually, I guess sort of stepping back 3 years, we originally started wanting to work with creators in a partner type relationship to really help channels grow. And we really, from the start of that, wanted to be really involved and help answering people's questions and do everything we can possibly do to help them grow. And sort of things ended up going a different way back then. So the past couple of years didn't really turn out the way we were looking for it to. And now we really think that, we were really careful about what we were looking to do and clear when we were talking with Broadband and other networks also to find out which would be the best fit for Social Blade and, our community. And I really think that, working with Ali here and the rest of the Broadband crew, I think we have now what we're looking for, and we're now really set up to work with you guys and help out.
Absolutely. And just to add, I think it's really important to kind of stress that this is not a referral program of any kind. This is a true partnership. And, this is the Social Blade network. This is, an amazing community that you guys have been able to build. And BBTV is here to just, provide support and infrastructure, to really allow Social Blade to operate its network. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, so in the audience also, if you guys, as you're watching this live, leave questions in the comments. We're going to be monitoring those and answering anything that you have there. So please do that. But Dave, is there any common questions that you've been seeing today?
A lot of things that have come across is like, well, what happens if I've applied through RPM in the past with you guys? What happens in my current partnership? So we can actually probably cover that right now. Urgo, you'd be best explaining that.
Sure. So, if you have signed up through us into the Maker family in the past, we're not abandoning you guys there at the moment here. We're still going to be working with you, and you'll be still staying within the Maker family there, unless you decide to join us in this new endeavor here as well. But that's totally up to you, your choice there, and something you have to decide, with Maker. That being said, again, as I mentioned, we're going to still promote you and support you, but the newer things that we'll be offering will sort of be more geared towards this new program here.
Cool.
And just to add, this is an ongoing partnership. So we're going to welcome creators, whether they're able to come to the network now or in the future. We do really see this as being a long-term partnership. So we're excited to bring creators on board at any time when they're able to. So.
Yeah. And I know one of the things that we're doing that I think is really different than anyone else is right now. We are just so confident that you're going to love the combination, the package that Social Blade and Broadband have put together for you, that we're doing a 30-day trial period in the network. So, you know, you can sign up, you can try it for 30 days, try to use all those tools you have access to, and if you don't like it, you can get out. And, you know, you're not locked into that contract for a year or 2 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm seeing people seeing it in the chat right now. They're like, what is the contract like? It's easy to read.
It's you know, it's obviously a legal contract, so there's a lot of things in there that need to be there, but it definitely isn't an overly restrictive one. I mean, some things that I've seen in other contracts are they often lock you to basically controlling your content no matter what platform, now that there's other platforms out there. But this is going to be just you know, at least for when you're starting out for YouTube, so you'll be able to still control your content elsewhere. Just in general, also, Dave mentioned, yeah, there's a 30-day trial period. After that, it is it'll be varying depending on what your level is in terms of viewership, but the baseline contract is 70-30 as opposed to we were doing 60-40s before. So right off the bat, that's a bit of an increase there. And then, you know, as your channel grows, there'll be even different terms we can work with you on. And there's the 30-day period, and sort of how it works is at the end of that 30 days, that it's a year contract from that point on. We've done 2-year contracts in the past also, so this is also sort of another benefit here.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, we have TJ's Gaming. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry to stay out there. I think in terms of some of the tools available, we are going to be continually rolling out additional tools that are going to be available to the creator. So at this stage, you know, you've got access to Viso Catalyst, which is our platform where you can optimize your video content. We have an integration with Epoxy, which allows integration with, you know, your various social media profiles. You're going to have access to Epidemic Sound, which is a sound library where you don't have to, you know, worry about clearing the rights to any of the audio that you guys would use from that library. And then again, like I said, we're going to be rolling out a lot more tools and a lot more value adds to partners in the coming months as well.
Yeah, I know Jason here, our producer, was all over the back end a little bit more, sort of testing it with you guys early on, and I saw the back end, the sort of dashboard that you're talking about. Really, really impressive stuff. So things to optimize the channel throughout. It's worth signing up for.
Yeah, just to sort of throw out some specifics. Yeah, I definitely was really impressed with that too. Like, one of the things it can do is it'll go in and look at each of your specific videos, and you know, a search engine optimization is something that is something important to do on YouTube. And the tool, the Catalyst tool that he was talking about, actually will go and analyze your video and actually suggest keywords that are better for search rankings. So rather than having to use you know, other products on the side, this is built right in. So it is really cool, as well as some cool thumbnail features too, to help come up with custom thumbnails and optimizing those. So I really was impressed with those myself.
We have a couple questions. Ghosts of Britain asks, do you have an ads team? Or it might be ADS. Ads is all caps. That's not an acronym I'm familiar with. So
I think he meant ads.
I think so too.
Absolutely. So we do have an ad sales team, you know, based in our head office in Vancouver, as well as New York and in Europe. And they're focused on securing both direct ad sales and branded entertainment deals. And so all Social Blade partners are now going to be eligible to be involved in these ad sales campaigns as well. So that's something we're excited about as well.
All right, and we have another question from Sally Merster. She asks, what are the response times for BBTV/SB? And she's referring to the response from the time of application.
That's
great. Yeah, you know, generally, you know, upon, you know, submitting your application, channels are then sent the roll-up invite within 24 hours. Depending on how large the queue is, you know, we're getting a huge amount of applications today, which we're super excited about. But we've got the resources in place to support Social Blade and ensure that we can handle a queue of this size. So, you know, generally, you know, you should expect an invite within 12 hours, and in some cases even sooner. But at the most, we don't expect to take longer than 24 hours.
That's definitely something key, because in the past we've had people waiting for a week or a month, and it's just like, that's just unacceptable. I wouldn't want to apply for something and have to wait that long. So within 24 hours or even 2 days, that's pretty darn cool.
Absolutely.
Ziggs TV says he's been part of BBTV in the past. It didn't seem to make a difference in his RPM. Does the sales team actually help everyone, or is it only going to make a difference for the big channels?
The way sales teams generally work is, if it's a branded entertainment program, there's specific channels involved, and if there's a direct ad sales campaign, there's a lot more channels that can be involved. But it's not in all cases that every single channel within a network will see the lift from a potential ad sales campaign. In terms of the RPM, obviously, there's so many factors that affect RPM, whether it's where your viewers are watching the content from, the type of content that's being produced, depending on ad sales cycle. So all these factors play a role in your RPM, and we can obviously help optimize what your RPM can be, but we're not obviously solely responsible for what that figure is going to be. So yeah, generally speaking, we Social Blade channels will definitely be a big part of what we package to go out there to secure ad sales.
Yep.
And be aware also, if the only thing that's important to you is the ads, the exact revenue from the ads, if that's the only thing you're looking for, just know that yes, we are going to help a little bit with that also, but there's a lot of other things that come into play when you're looking at any network at all, ours or anyone's. One of the things that we're really trying to do is be there to help support you and help you grow your channel. If purely the ad number is the most important thing, potentially a network isn't the best thing for you at that terms, or at that point.
And we have another question here, which I think is absolutely fantastic. We were actually going to ask this ourselves anyway. Ghost of Britain says, how can you help a small YouTuber grow? Do you have any special cross promotion with your current partners?
Absolutely. So, I mean, we in terms of our partnerships, we help partners of all sizes, and that's why we built our tools, because they're built in a way to help partners at all stages in their career. And as partners grow, we're able to be a little bit more hands-on. And this is where we're actually looking forward to working with Social Blade, because Social Blade also works closely with their communities, and they offer consulting services to help channels grow, help channels with the programming strategy. So, something that's really, really positive about this network is that it's not solely BBTV that's going to be working with these creators, or solely Social Blade. We're going to work together to help channels of all sizes grow.
Yeah, and guys, be aware that when it comes to doing like cross promotion with other partners, we have played around with the idea in the past of trying to eventually set up something where we'll be able to help people who want to collab match up with each other. That is something that we're looking at building into our dashboard at some point. So if you haven't already, signing up for a dashboard account, when we get to the point where we're going to be beta testing that, maybe you can get in on that. And you can always use features on Social Blade like similar channels to see who's at about your level, to find people to contact about doing collabs as well.
There's also a benefit of signing up for the dashboard. That's when next year's April Fool's rolls around again, you might be able to play around with some of the features.
Yes.
We had fun yesterday.
Actually, I had someone come in the chat room and they were wondering why in the world you made this choice, and they thought it was all horrible. And I was like, okay, time to fill you in.
Yeah. So for those of you that aren't aware, we did run a huge April Fool's Day joke yesterday on the site, and it worked out well. But I hear that Ali is going to have to head off to do some important broadband TV stuff, hopefully making the deal even better for us. So definitely want to say thank you so much for joining us and asking some questions, and we're really looking forward to working with you.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. And at any time you guys want to invite anybody from BBTV to be involved, we're always going to make ourselves available. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Allie.
Yes, take care.
Okay, so here we have, let's see, I saw a question up here that was asking about let's see, now I have to find it. Oh, the Social Blade and Broadband TV CPM. CPM is affected by so many factors.
Yeah.
We can't just have like one number for everyone.
There's no guy that flips a switch somewhere in a room that says, this is going to be that number today and that number next month.
Yeah, CPM is based on so many different factors. Things like where your audience is located, how many views you're getting, things like that. So there's no way we can predict that. Here we have...
If we could, we probably would.
Scottish Geek says he's loving the new background. Thank you very much.
We're loving it too.
Yes, it is.
Very finicky though. Don't touch the light strips.
Yes, the light strips are all wired together, and apparently if you just look at them wrong, some of them will flicker on and off. But we did have a lot of fun putting it together. Let's see. And we have some people asking about what is the benefit of a network in the first place? So with any network, kind of the advantage is going to be in exchange for getting a portion of your revenue, you get access to tools that you wouldn't have access to otherwise, as well as support.
Yeah. So as Ali said, you're going to get the whole ability to maximize your tags, your description, your pretty much all your uploaded content. You get the music library and things like that. So we're not just using, I think in the past we used Audio Micro, as most people do. We got some different content on top of that, which you can use, right?
Sort of one of the reasons, by the way, I talked with Ali about this earlier, is the reason that they don't offer Audio Micro is Epidemic is what they're using instead. And the reason is Epidemic will whitelist channels or they own all the content that's in the audio library, while Audio Micro, a lot of times you see people getting pulled over for copyright on there. It gets cleared up, but it's just something that Audio Micro still often will file a claim on, and Broadband for they're providing opted for something that wouldn't ever happen. So that's the main reason that one's not offered.
Yeah, that's great, because people did tend to complain about that. I'm like, it's just an inconvenience, and we want to make the experience on YouTube just fun, cheerful, awesome, smooth.
Yes.
No hiccups.
Yes. Even if you can beat it, a copyright claim is really not something you want to have on your channel. You lose out on all those views from the video you just uploaded. So we do have...
Technically, you would get the views if it's just the content's getting claimed and not a strike, but you wouldn't get the monetization from it.
Yeah. So we have one last question from Ghost of Britain, who says, what's the difference between YouTube partnership and our partnership?
That's a good question there. So first off, the specific term YouTube partnership is something that YouTube likes to hold for themselves there. But in all intents and purposes, the major difference is you still get all the same features when you partner through either our network or any network as a YouTube partnership, meaning you can monetize your videos and anything else that YouTube offers there. But the difference is you also have a team supporting you. Unless you're usually really, really large, getting probably at least hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views on YouTube, you can't really reach out to their support team anymore, since there's just so many people on YouTube. And sort of the thing that we're trying to specialize here in is you can always come to us. We'll have a support email. I believe it's sbsupport@bbtv.com will be sort of the email that you can always email a trouble ticket in. There'll be people on Broadband TV side as well as our side. Dave, that you see right here, is he normally handles all of our support, and he's going to be plugged into this new system as well. And then you'll have some faces over on the BBTV side as well there. But
Wait, I have to help people.
You do, Dave.
Actually, I believe if we could put his lower third up. I believe his lower third actually says he's the support manager.
Support manager. That's why everyone's been asking me questions. Okay.
Yes, yes. So then we have Jay Gould says, in your opinion as a network, what kind of YouTubers or content do you think succeeds? And I would say like a wide variety. I'm not sure the kind of YouTuber that succeeds, though, is somebody who is dedicated to making content on a regular basis. They're in it for the long term. They're not afraid to be themselves on camera.
They're not just in it for the money either.
Yes, and they're willing to learn from their mistakes and improve. That's really what I would say is a YouTuber that succeeds. Content-wise, I don't know. Is there any content that doesn't succeed?
Yeah, there's so many channels out there that are really successful right now. Everything from gaming to vloggers to tech videos and such, and
toy reviews.
Oh my goodness! So you can't even break it down to a genre. So it comes down to just be dedicated to it, love what you do, and just have fun producing videos. And if it takes off, it takes off. You're good to go.
Yep. We have another question. What is one advice you would give in regards to gaining more exposure? Go comment on other people's channels. Become part of the YouTube community. Never say, check out my channel, check out my video, or link to anything. Don't spam people.
I automatically never check out those channels.
Yes, that is the best way to get yourself, like, just hated in the YouTube community.
And not in a good way.
Yeah. So, you find some other channels that are, quite a bit bigger than yours where you see an active comment community and become an active commenter yourself and say something more than just nice video. Actually watch the videos and say, I liked the part when you did this, or ask an intelligent question. That is the best way to get exposure.
Yeah. Be active in your subscription lines too. Most people will tend to subscribe to channels that they're interested in. That generally links back to the videos that you produce yourself. So I produce a lot of tech videos, and I subscribe to a lot of tech-based channels. So if there's a video that somebody talks about their new camera that they got, try always to at least post a comment, then give them a thumbs up. And if you're subscribed, you're being an active subscriber to them. So it's worthwhile to keep active on that. And their name just keeps popping up, and after a while, they sort of say, hey, that's that same guy again. I recognize him. He's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I have a good example of this right here. Ghost of Britain just keeps asking lots of questions in our chat right now, and he's already becoming recognizable to us at the moment here. And actually, the question he has is something that I wanted to actually comment on also. One of the things that we're doing is, we're going to be featuring people's videos on Social Blade, and we sort of talk about this, on our partner page as well as in the video we put out today. Basically, all of the partners are going to get their videos sort of randomly featured throughout the site. And if you have engaging thumbnails, basically, that's what draws people's attention. So if you put something that looks cool in there, you will get noticed every now and then. I'm not going to say everyone on every page is going to be clicking on it, but if you have an attention-drawing thumbnail, it'll get clicks every now and then. And, every now and then adds up after a while. So that's, and Social Blade gets over 1 million unique people visiting it every month. So you should definitely get some exposure, no matter what your genre is.
Yeah, we do have services that'll help you actually help you with your thumbnail designs and such for a small price, of course. So you can check that out and see if it's worthwhile, alongside of BroadbandTV, because you're going to get some sort of SEO type tactics through their system as well. So.
Yeah, and then Ghost of Britain again, since we were speaking about him. So would your website be used to help promote the partners? For me, I'm to do with paranormal, which is very odd to see with a network.
That's what I was just answering, actually, Jenna.
Okay, so yeah, and I think people tend to think on YouTube that, I'm in this genre, so because I'm in this genre, I can only collab or network with people in the same genre as me, and that is so not true. The viewers, they don't have just one interest.
Yeah, so if you're doing paranormal, team up with a comedy skit guy.
Or
comedy, paranormal comedy.
Maybe not. Maybe team up with a tech review guy to go over the type of tech you use for what you do.
And then put him in a haunted mansion.
Yes. Marler House says, is it possible to be hated in the YouTube community in a good way? There are people that their entire channels are trolling.
It's true.
And they seem to be popular. So It is possible. I wouldn't recommend going that route because I think it's a very fine line.
Yeah.
What else?
To comment on David Sims's advice here about keeping videos incredibly short because people have short attention spans, I'd say to somewhat. That definitely is something that I've always told people, but I've seen a lot of vloggers that have very long form content these days, 10-minute videos, and people watch them just as much as they do the short ones. So it's not necessarily the length of your video, it's how engaging you are throughout it. And that's something that through YouTube analytics, if you look at your audience retention, you can really specifically track how far people are watching and what parts people tune out at. And if you use that, you can sort of gauge sort of how to optimize things a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely something to look into. Keeping the audience engaged is probably one of the harder things to do, but generally you'll see people, a lot of vloggers tend to do a lot of jump cuts just to keep the flow and they're keeping their energy really high up because, in the end, if you're passionate about something, and I know I've said this in the past, if you're passionate about something, it flows through to the audience that is watching you. So keep it upbeat, have fun, and just go at it.
Yeah, and honestly, I have actually seen several channels that have watch times of like 40 minutes, which is an incredible watch time. If you're only ever putting out short videos, you're never going to get that long a watch time. And while it's nice to know the percentage for the channel, I think it's the actual number of minutes that your watch time is that's going to help you more with being higher in search results. So we do have another question that's come up a couple times. Industrial Angel, sorry it took me so long to get to your question. Chat keeps scrolling by.
Awesome channel name.
Yes, I do love that. How are you going to handle the issue of managed versus unmanaged channels?
I believe we're going to be staying mostly unmanaged for the most part for the network program.
At least to start off here, I'd say that as we grow, we're going to be adding sort of some managed ones as well. But at least to start off, it'll be the unmanaged style.
There you go.
Yes, NH Tech says, he mentions some stuff and says he mostly watches vlogs and the fast food review.
I love that channel.
Hashtag shameless.
Yeah.
I think he's going to Pizza Hut this weekend.
And BroadbandTV Brazil is in the chat. Thank you for joining us from Brazil, saying remember to check out your audience retention in the analytics section to see how long people are watching your videos for.
Yeah.
And that is, even if the analytics section confuses you, if you're not a numbers and graph person, that is at least one thing that you really should keep on top of.
It's a little line thing. It goes up or down. If you're doing it wrong, it's going down.
Yes. And Marler House is asking, what is a managed channel?
That'd be a better question if Ali was still here to answer, unfortunately. But in general, the distinction only really comes into play with who's the one that's sort of really vouching for all the content on the channel and doing the day-to-day tasks on there. So with networks, when there's managed channels, it sort of is assuming the network is sort of, dealing with all the content. And if there's a copyright problem, the network gets hit with it because they are supposed to be aware of what's on there because they're theoretically going through, watching, and optimizing the video and whatnot. Through Social Blade, we actually do a lot of channel management also, which we're still working on getting the page up, but you can open a support ticket if you are interested in that. But it's not something we're doing with the network, at least at this very beginning stages here. So yeah, that's sort of the high level view.
Yep. We have one more question and then we are going to wrap it up. It's a little bit off topic, but I do want to answer this one. We have, for a gaming channel, is it common to have haters? Yeah, unfortunately, it's common to have that on pretty much any YouTube channel. And really the best thing to do when you have these people is to, get involved in the positive side of the YouTube community. find yourself a group of people that you can really kind of become friends with, network with. And that's one of the reasons that joining a network can be very handy, because you have all these people now in the same network. You almost become a little bit of a family. And with the Social Blade Network, we're really trying to have that feeling a lot more than I think a lot of other networks are. As far as we're concerned, all our partners are part of our family.
In fact, if you guys want to learn more about how to deal with the trolls, the haters, our intern Danny made a separate video. It's real short, maybe about 2 minutes long. And then we also had a live show on how to deal with trolls, so you could check that out after the show. But until then, I think we're going to wrap this up because we've covered so much. We want to thank Urgo and BroadbandTV's team for being on the show once again. Urgo, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, no. My only closing thought is, obviously we can't stay on live forever, but if you guys have any other questions about this, either keep putting them in the comments. We'll try to answer those, or tweet at Social Blade, and we'll be following along on that and answer your questions as the day goes on.
Yep.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. It's been another fantastic live stream. We look forward to seeing you again next Thursday.